Everybody, hope you're doing well. Listen, I'm going to play this clip on the screen here. Miss Pamela Warner. Heart goes out to her. The whole thing is really sad. But notice this, what she said. When Malcolm Jamal Warner, when he drowned, guess what? The wife, she didn't call the mother. She said, Pamela Warner says she got the call from Malcolm Jamal Warner's best friend. Because what? The wife told the best friend to call her. So I'm trying to understand, you have a mother-in-law and her son has drowned and you don't pick up the phone to call her. You tell the friend to call her. As I said before, a lot probably going on behind the scenes we don't know. I've yet to see a video of her saying, it's been tough for the family, his mom, we grieve together. None of that. So this right here, listen to it. What she says, what the mom says.
There are a lot of different things that have been said that are so untrue, and particularly on Facebook and these other, I don't know what they are, the awful things that they've said. And some of them I think is clickbait, where they make money on these awful things.
What do you know about what happened?
What I know is basically Malcolm was not an experienced swimmer. His daughter was probably a better swimmer than he was. And she was not in the water. He did not die saving her. He got caught in a riptide. And he was an inexperienced swimmer and did not understand how to get out of that. And unless you've been caught in that, you don't know how to get out of it. He did not know what to do. And those waters those beaches in Costa Rica are known for the very strong riptides. So he did not know. He didn't know.
You've said that his daughter was not in the water.
No.
She was, though, on the beach.
She was on the beach. And she did witness them extricating him from the water and performing CPR.
How did you receive the news?
His best friend was contacted. His wife called his best friend to come and tell me what had happened.
Whoa.
There are a lot of different...
So hold on. First of all, I'm still wanting to know, and I want to hear about how my body aches. Girl, where were you, Teniesha Warner, when this happened? You have a 9-year-old daughter on the beach? Was she being watched, supervised, or nanny? Where was the mom? And in the riptide, they always tell you, don't try to fight it. And that's probably what he did, because they are very old. They're super strong. In a riptide, they always tell you, don't try to fight it. Just go with the flow. People swimming, holding your breath, just go with the flow. Just go with the flow, because then when it settles out, then swim. But that riptide, panic, just kind of, go with the flow. Don't try to fight the riptide is probably what he did, and probably became overwhelmed. But the fact that I'm trying to understand, how the heck are you going to sit up here? Yeah, I said before, a lot more is going to come out. As I said before, why didn't he go ahead and fund the prenup? Because he didn't want to. That's why. It's common sense. Because if he wanted to do it, he would have done it. But how the heck now, a lot of this is looking very interesting. You call the best friend to tell the best friend to go tell the mother that her son is drowned. You don't have the mother's phone number? You couldn't even give her the courtesy. This is your mother-in-law. Come on. No offense. His old mama. We are not cool. Never will be. It is what it is. But something happens, of course I'm going to call and tell her. Something happens, I'm going to call and tell her. Is everything a bad thing? No, I can't. No. Oh, but I must say, If you want to talk about I told him his mama need to give classes, because if you want to talk about, in my opinion, a number one gold digger, oh, Miss Weinstein, which is not her name. You need to write. She wrote the book on that. She wrote the book on it. You know, something happens, you think I'm not going to. Yeah, why would I not? So who has a mother-in-law and you don't have a phone number? I don't care if you're BFF or not. You may have some things you don't like about the person. They may not like about you. Then they may think, maybe their son has accomplished too much for you to have. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't know that was going to happen. Especially with rich people. Oh, especially with rich people. But anyway, that's totally different. But my point is, you couldn't pick up the phone and call and tell his mom yourself? I don't understand that.
He did not know. He didn't know. He didn't know.
You said
Now, if she's from Puerto Rico, or she's part, speaking of Teniesha, my thing is, if she's familiar with that, if she's familiar, did she ever tell him, hey, you got to be careful about those riptides? Was that ever discussed? I'm asking for a friend. But here's the part, which makes it look like, there maybe things as they seem, not a loving family. You got the nerve to contact her to say, hey, think I deserve you to pay out that $1.2 million that the prenuptial agreement was supposed to pay me, but it didn't. So you can pick up the phone and ask for the $1.2 million, but you couldn't pick up the phone to tell her one of the most heart-wrenching things in your life a parent can face. Probably the worst thing is that your son is drowned. You couldn't do that, but you could pick up that phone, girl, and ask for that money. I'm just saying. One more time.
that his daughter was not in the water.
No.
She was, though, on the beach.
She was on the beach.
And where was the mother? That's what I want to know.
And she did witness them extricating him from the water and performing CPR.
How did you receive the news?
His best friend. His best friend was contacted. His wife called his best friend to come and tell me.
So you couldn't pick up the phone to tell the woman Malcolm is drowned. But you know how to pick up that phone and call and say about that $1.2 million he would want us taken care of. People say maybe she didn't want to get her. Oh, please. You would want to try to break it to the person to tell them and let them know, hey, I'm here for you. We got to, this is a chance for us to be together, family time. That's what most people would do. You couldn't, to me, it speaks volumes. You couldn't even give that woman that courtesy.
His best friend was contacted. His wife called his best friend. His best friend was contacted. His wife called his best friend to come and tell me what had happened.
That speaks volumes right there. Family dynamics is off, as I said before. A lot goes on. People change in marriages. You best believe they do. People change in relationships. So, like I said, that lets me know. Don't forget they had a 6-year-old child. The child was already here. She's 9 years old. That child was about 6 years old by the time they got married. They got married in 2022. So why didn't he fund that prenup? It was something that was probably going on. There's a reason he didn't fund that prenup. A lot is always going to come out. It was something going on. He didn't fund. He didn't forget the hell. You think? Are you serious? He's a businessman. He's been in Hollywood since as a late teen and on. He didn't fund that prenup because he didn't want to. It wasn't, golly, I forgot. I just forgot about that. So it speaks volumes. Now, as I said before, I'm trying to find where are the videos of them together, as a mom and the daughter-in-law and the granddaughter together. Where is that? And we grieve together, that right there. I check on her, which is hard to do. Where is that video? Because I haven't seen it. Sounds to me I haven't seen it because it's not there. You didn't have the decency to pick up the phone and tell her. She contacted his best friend. That tells me relationship strain. That tells me relationship fractured, even if they had one. And if you think the mother didn't know about their prenup, think again. This has been given between Malcolm and his mom, tight as white on rice. Very tight knit relationship. And that's why I didn't believe for a second when that young lady said Teniesha reported about he was going to put her over, didn't get around to it. Girl, I'm not buying that at all. Maybe somebody else may buy. I'm not picking up what you're putting down. No, take the mother off a trust that it was created again in 1996. You weren't even around then. You didn't even know him then. Hadn't even met then. And he was just going to go ahead and take your name off and put his mother on. Oh, the same man who pledged to give you what? $1 million life insurance policy, but he never did. Yeah. Pay you $5,000 a month as chief of staff, but he never did. Yeah. The Roth IRA he was going to fund annually, but he never did. Yeah. And I don't see how he didn't give you those things. I mean, you married for 3 years. It doesn't take that long for you to get. I think what happened, they just got through the day of dayness of it. He decided for whatever reason or reasons not to do those things for her. And then he would just take care of the bills. Probably thought, hey, she's secure. He's a provider. I still believe he left her with some money. There's no way. I don't believe he left her broke. No, I just think that the bulk of his wealth is tied to the trust. People that have trust, what it's all about, it's about wealth management, asset protection, wealth protection. You're not going to come up in here being married or otherwise and blow up the spot. No talk about a will, is there? Why he didn't have a will? In a trust, you don't have to probate. Why didn't he have a will? A will can determine who gets what. Why didn't he have a will? He probably didn't have a will because, again, you think a person has a trust. Oh, I forgot about that part. You have a trust, you don't have to go through probate. So he didn't have a will. Why didn't he write a will? He could have had a will set up to say, hey, you know what? In the trust, if something happens to me, I want her to have this. He didn't have that. I haven't heard talk about a will yet. I'm just hearing family trust. It tells me he didn't have a will. Why didn't he have a will? Because if he had had a will, it would stipulate more than likely who would get what. I want this person to have this asset, yada, 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 that's tied to the trust. He didn't have that. Why? He didn't want to have it. So think about it. She can pick up that phone to make the money call, but you can call her personally. This is your mother-in-law.
Extricating him from the water and performing CPR.
And the young daughter saw all that. Where was the mom? Girl, where were you? Talk about this. This is a marriage that some people dream of. I think not, because I wouldn't want no marriage that cannot offer me any protections. If I can have any protections, I might as well stay single. No, this is not a marriage that most people dream of. This is one example why most of them probably run from it.
How did you receive the news?
His best friend. His best friend was contacted. His wife called his best friend to come and tell me what had happened.
I'm sorry, but to me, that's just tacky. It's tacky. And as I said in my first video about it, I wonder if the mother, which I'm quite sure knew about that prenup, and I wonder if that was the reason it wasn't funded. She might have been like, pump the brakes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, when I saw this, what did you say? I'm sorry, Miss Pamela Warner. The wife called the best friend. Tell his mother that he drowned. Why couldn't you do it? Doesn't seem like a close relationship, does it? You don't have to agree on some things. I don't agree with his mother on a whole lot. I agree when she said, son, take care of her and give her everything you got. And then you fast forward. Sometimes they think, oh, my son accomplished a little bit more than what I thought. Oh, and evil eyes. Like I said, people with money, those are kind, they don't just have it. They love it. They worship it. And sometimes they might try to pull a little something. I can tell you over here, Miss Weinstein, sweetie, I'm not rich, but she knows one thing. Oh, I listen and I observe. And I read a lot too. And I use my own money to protect myself and lawyer up. I sure do. I've read so much and maybe changed some document. I didn't change them. I've read so much and we redid some documents. The mama and I are enemies. His mama and I are enemies. Now I'm going to tell you right now. Yeah. I don't just use some money to go run down to the Gucci store. I don't. I use my money to try and protect myself. And I also use it to make sure I read and check. Yeah, I want to kind of perfect some things. A lot of things, not the smartest girl, but I'm not the slowest. You got to protect yourselves, ladies. So anyway, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? She called his best friend to call her mother. Why you got a middleman? And let you know there's obviously a family breakdown, the relationship there, the foundation of this family regarding Malcolm, the mom and the wife, that tells me it's fractured. Let me know what you all think about this. That is so sad and it is disrespectful, but you can pick up that call you can pick up the phone and make that money call. I got you. Yeah, I think I see you. What do you all think? Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And I'm out.